Hi, my name's Red. That was episode 3 of King's Crossing, titled "Unexpected Steps," and they stepped in unexpected directions. We are here. My name is Wrath. I've got Pickles here and Fred. They play the characters of Grunkle and Torvekek, respectively, and we're going to dive into Under the Table, where we kind of talk about the session. We break it down, everything. We can talk about, basically, without me giving spoilers about stuff that's coming in the future, we can talk about anything that's happened so far in the campaign, roles we did, stuff we liked, stuff we disliked, so on and so forth. So, I'm going to open it up from beginning of the session to end of the session, but if you guys have stuff you want to talk about from previous sessions leading up to this, we can always do that as well. So, does anyone have anything they want to kick off with?
I'm fucked. Yeah.
The corruption ranks.
Yeah, corruption ranks. Why don't we take a second? Well, we're gonna roll for those real quick. So, let me get a tally of what your guys' current corruption is at. Fred,
Are we getting like hidden points?
No. This is based off what I told you guys.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh my gosh, you were
it.
tallying every joke I made. No. Grunkle not mean it.
I need to be better about counting some of this stuff, but you guys really aren't corrupted characters, so there's not like a whole lot.
Yeah, that's why I was a little...
I don't know. You gave me 9 fucking correction.
Listen, I had you roll for it. It literally says desecration of a holy site, 7 to 9 corruption. So I have you roll a 1d3 to see what you get.
What the hell was I supposed to do? I mean,
not swing your axe. I mean, it's really not like something that is game ending. It's not like, oh, your character has a chaotic mutation now. You know,
you do get a mental illness though if you max out your chaos ranks.
It could be a illness. It could be something that benefits you. But I mean, like, I can't remember exactly what they all are. But it's not game breaking. So I don't want you to feel like your character's fucked. Okay, so DM rolls a D10 compared to. Okay, so Pickles, what is your current corruption at?
I got 3 points.
3 points. Okay, so if I roll, let me make sure, equal or less than. Okay, so if I roll a 3 or lower, Grunkle gets a chaos rank. If I roll a 4 or higher, Grunkle gets an order rank.
Oh no.
Fred, what is Torvekek's corruption at?
9.
9.
Oh no.
Okay, so if I roll a 9 or lower, Torvekek gets a chaos rank. Or roll a 10, it's a D10.
Are you rolling us separately or the same die?
Right now.
You're just gonna roll one die and it's for both of us?
A D10. Oh, I see. It says for both of you. I'm gonna ask, what would you guys prefer?
I don't know. I don't care. It's gonna go bad for me either way.
Yeah, we're in it together.
Okay.
Let's get a 10 together.
Okay. Yeah, you need a 10 for neither of you guys to get a chaos rank. It is a 7.
Yep, saw that coming.
So with that, Grunkle is going to get a rank in order, and Torvekek is going to get a rank in chaos. Now, again, basically all this means is Torvekek is leaning towards chaos, or at least has some kind of chaos, and it's only 1 rank, so it's like you're basically true neutral still.
All I'm gonna say is it's hard to be okay with it when I didn't have a fucking choice in it.
Well, it's easy to come back from it. I mean, like, if you guys had done like the sacrifice, the sacrifice was going to help you. I will say that. So
well, I tried, but it fucked me. The fucking rolls fucked me over again.
Well, you guys could have maybe put an actual person who could attack a squirrel up against it, rather than a bard who's literally only trained in singing.
Okay, you have a 4'10" dwarf.
Grunkle can lift you very easily.
That's offensive, though, I think.
Oh, okay.
You don't lift a dwarf.
I'm not. You guys can play the game however you want. I'm just.
You don't pick up a dwarf. They get angry.
Oh wow. The new follower Echo says this is actually really fun to listen to. Thank you. See, they had fun. Yes. Torvekek's not happy, but.
listen to the angry rant going on over here.
No, it's perfect. I mean, The bad rolls are bad rolls. That's how D&D works, man.
No, but I mean, it's been like 2 sessions of bad rolls. And
Yeah,
it's having me banging
well,
my
that's
head
the thing
against
is, as you like level up and stuff, you'll get better chances to do better stuff and so on and so forth. But overall, the jokes were good. I'm playing with a couple of great guys, man. These guys are funny. I think it was the first session. I spent half the session just laughing my ass off. I couldn't even DM. I was over here laughing so fucking hard.
Yeah, go listen to the other sessions. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they're all saved on stream. So, okay, so we've got one order and one chaos. You guys are leaning in different directions. Very interesting. Even though Grunkle talked about sacrificing children, and you just went into a drug-induced...
Yeah, no, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that though, because I mean, I think Grunkle. I put fellowship as not one of his dump stats. His dump stat is intelligence, which is still a 39, but his fellowship is a 45, so it's greater than his willpower. It's the same as his perception and agility. It's only 2 points lower than his combat skill.
For those tuning in, this is a D100 system based on a percentile dice, so you have a 100% chance, and then depending on where your stat is, so your fellowship is what, 45, you said?
Yeah.
So he needs to roll on a D100 a 45 or less to succeed at that stat based on contributing factors. So that's what he's talking about with that.
And so like I feel like Grunkle, he's not exactly the smartest character, but he has a little bit of self-awareness, and he tries to sort of joke it up, especially when he doesn't have his cape on, which is why I was initially sort of taken aback last session when one of the items you wanted to take away from me was the cape, and I was like, but that's me putting like a damper on Grunkle so we can make progress. Like it serves no purpose other than to RP that Grunkle is taking things seriously. So when I thought it was like gone forever at the end of the last session,
I could tell. I was trying to let you know, like your gear's just in a pit. Like you could.
Okay,
right.
Yeah, I was a little alarmed.
We're glad to know we help a little bit. By the way, Echo, it's always fun to help.
We appreciate you listening in.
Yeah.
No, I did want to note that your gear wasn't like lost for. I'm not gonna second session be like, and you lose all your items.
You did kill me. I mean,
I didn't kill you. You were terrible.
Breathing.
But I did want to know, with you losing your cloak, I literally did a quick look at your item list, and I was like, what is out that would easily come off? Diving into mud and like frantically searching for your ally, and that's why I was like, your cloak coming off would make sense. So that's why I was like that. It wasn't like I'm trying to. There was literally no thought beyond it besides, oh, that would probably come off.
That's fair. But I did want to say, like, one of the flaws of this system and like Warhammer, and to a smaller extent, Call of Cthulhu, which is also a D100 system, and like Mithras, any of the design mechanism games that are related to Mithras, like M-Space, they all suffer the flaw of, if your skill is below 70, you're destined to generally fail at it. And that's...
I can tell.
It's a big flaw because it has that realm of realism. But if you remember... If you remember...
Go ahead.
Like when we played Stonehelm and you're playing Tuke the Minotaur, you remember like you got into a fight on the first adventure with a lizard man, and both of you are rolling at like 33s as like warriors, and it was one of those situations where you're just like flailing around, nobody's hitting anybody, and it was miserable for me because it's like, God, somebody kill somebody. I don't want to watch this nerd fight anymore. And actually, I don't even think it was that. I think you had like a 45 or something at least.
Something like that, yeah.
I will say, that Savage Worlds feels a little bit more balanced.
So it's a lot more player favorable, I think, in the sense with your wild die having two. It's almost like Savage Worlds gives you 2 chances to succeed, compared to the enemy having 1 chance, and that plays differently.
So the difference here is, one, most NPCs are always going to be in their basic tier. Again, this is based off tiers, so your first profession is your first year basic tier, your second. So as you guys level up, you're going to outscale these people so much that you're going to be heroes. But starting out, it's the system is grim and perilous. That's literally the name of it. It's supposed to be fucking hard. So starting out, it's going to be hard, but when you get into your advanced or whatever the next one is, the second and third tier, you're gonna be so like the other people are in their basic tier, and they don't come out like almost every NPC is gonna be in their basic tier. So if you're like, hey, we're gonna go fight this guy, you're gonna fucking smoke him because you guys are advanced heroes. But starting out, it's supposed to be hard. Now, on that note, you guys had a huge success today. Oh, you joined the Discord?
Yep.
Sweet. I literally, as of today, I think I was like, I want to regrow the community. I think we're going to do this. So thank you. Welcome to the Discord. I'll get in there and properly welcome you in here in a minute. But you guys had a huge success today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
really? I pissed off a god.
But
maybe you don't know.
We got a friend though, and even though I kind of hate his guts, one of the things I asked for
because he talks too much.
Well,
he's intelligent. Yeah. I don't
know. No, he just says he says a lot of things.
It's because he uses too many words.
He's educated.
Yeah, but
he's a bard. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm having fun with it and being like, I like the concept that elves are like too superfluous, and it's like, who the fuck uses superfluous and doesn't stumble on the first time they say it. But I like the concept that's why ogres hate elves so much. Perhaps is they just irritate them on a simple level. But when I pitched,
they do now. I didn't come up with that. You came up with that, but now it's canon.
And I like it.
Yep.
But
just like the evil goats.
Yeah, and there's evil goats. Yeah, that's canon now.
I like that too. I wanted to have Grunkle be somebody who saves people, like getting a cat out of the tree for a simple quest. And so that's something that I like. Yeah. Is even if I don't like the character I'm saving, Grunkle still wants to be able to save people.
And
that's the simple how I'm after.
On that note, where I was going with this is you guys saved someone from this mud pit. If you remember last session when you guys were all mad that you guys got stuck in a mud pit, I told you in Torvekek's situation, how long he was down there with how bad he was rolling, most people would die. But because he had this endurance and he was like, no, like I'm gonna survive. Grunkle's gonna pull me out. We're good.
I don't know. I feel like Alexios was probably in there a lot longer.
Well, he didn't go under. You went straight under because you had a terrible. I think you had a crit fail. Yeah, he was an under, so he was breathing, but he literally couldn't go anywhere. He was literally just singing because he was just like, well, I'm gonna die. He couldn't get out. I mean, normal people couldn't get out of that situation. You guys saved someone, which already sets you apart because it's like, whoa, normal people couldn't do what you just did. Normal people wouldn't cut down these tree limbs. I thought you were going to cut down the tree, have it land, and then just walk across. And I was like, okay. And then you're like, no, I'm going to build a bridge. And I was like, whoa, this is like way more intricate.
He is dwarf. He does not do simple construction.
Yeah, I was like, why not just cut down the tree? Okay, whatever, sure, we'll do tree limbs. We'll build a bridge. But you guys saved him, and not only that, you guys saved a bard, a skald. And if you'll notice at the end of the session, he's writing a song about your heroism, which is going to also boost. Well, I mean, you saved his life. He's like, he's out here. He's a bard. He's like, write about.
I did yell at him.
Yeah, but you also have to understand, in this world, heroes can do whatever the fuck they want. And
I feel bad about it.
I mean, that's perfectly fine. However you feel is how you feel. But from his perspective, you can do that because what's he going to do to stop you?
Kiss me.
And so he's like, these are heroes, and if that hero is going to yell at me, it's because I got in his way. I'm going to stay out of his way and let him be a hero, and I'm going to write or sing about his adventures. And so he's here. He's on an adventure with you guys. He's gonna thank you, Fred. He's gonna.
I had to use up the last of them.
I got you. He's gonna, So I don't want you guys to go into this game thinking, "Oh man, we keep rolling terribly. We're fucking sucking." You've already got songs being written about you, and so your tale is just starting. This is episode 3, and we're not nearly as far as I thought we would be, which is perfectly fine. I'm just saying, like, we're literally at the beginning. So, yeah, you're not Superman, but you've got your foot in the door. You're already being recognized as, okay, these guys are heroes. They're above us normal people. That's why, like, the townsfolk were like, hey, can you help? Because is Kyler going to go to any one of the other townsfolk and be like, hey, are you guys okay going 2 days out in the wilderness and surviving on your own and helping me with this mission? No, he can. That's why he was all frustrated, and he was like, you guys can. Would you be okay with that? And you guys did.
Can we, though, is the question.
It's yet to be known. I mean,
You survived this long. Echo, just so you know, episodes happen every Sunday at 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
I've got a question.
Absolutely.
I lost the question. Damn it. What was I thinking?
I feel like a 6-year-old. I don't remember anymore.
Well,
He's
yeah, I
channeling
feel like
your
that now. Oh, I got it. So we get corruption ranks for dead baby jokes, which I guess is what my thing basically boiled down to. But Grunkle make bad joke.
I didn't know if it was a joke or not because your character would do that. Like, I mean, so I gave you the corruption, and then you're like, "Well, it was a joke," and I was like, "Well, I didn't know that. I don't think anyone else did either."
I think I like the idea that nobody really is certain for sure, but
like,
the truth.
every time you say something, Torvekek's like, "The fuck?"
Yeah, Torvekek's literally on edge because you talked about baby ribs, and he was like, "Hang on."
Grunkle, as I think I revealed in this session, to kind of like be like, no, Grunkle, not bad guy, is that he's an inferior berserker relatively to. Like there are better berserkers who are more bloodthirsty, and so Grunkle is a little bit of the talk, but not as much the walk. I mean, he's bloodthirsty, but he feels too much to kill
very
him.
good drill ogre, though.
Yeah, I like the idea that he's a failed drill sergeant. That just feels like well, because he has fellowship, so he does interact better with ogres than most other like berserker ogres.
Sorry, go ahead.
I guess my big question was, so we get corruption ranks. Is there anything we do in game that's like order ranks or anti-corruption ranks? Like we saved a man from dying a slow and painful death. Like is there something in there where it's like once you get corruption ranks you can reduce those in the session, or?
Yes. So the way I originally understood it, and I might need to go back and look at this, is so we'll take Torvekek for example. He's at 1 chaos rank.
Yeah. And I feel like
I'm gonna throw this up on screen so that they can actually see. This is a copy of Grunkle's. I'm not actually fucking with your character sheet. This is a copy of his character sheet. So, or at least what it was before the session. So right now this is alignment, chaos versus order. Torvekek has 1 chaos rank, leaning that direction. Say next session he only gets, say, 3 corruption. I roll 7. Okay, he gets an order rank. The way I understood it is that would move that dot. So it would go from chaos over to order rank 1.
Yeah.
Instead of, okay, now he has chaos 1 and order 1.
Well, yeah, and I get that, but like
I think I'm wrong. I think it would work that way. I think he would have chaos 1 and order 1, which makes him balanced again. Yeah. Because that's how over time you can get closer and closer to maxing out one of them. And so it doesn't go away. That's what I'm saying.
I guess. But my question was though,
I understand your question. Yeah. So in game there isn't anything that, I mean, it's just corruption. But I guess in this sense I would take it as he defaced a holy site, right? And so he got the 9 corruption. He saves a man. Does that take away that corruption like to any extent is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like within the session, the corruption rank, can we reduce our corruption rank by, like, say, yeah, we accidentally killed somebody, it turns out they're innocent, we feel terrible about it, we get 5 corruption, we'll say, no, let's say 15 corruption, whatever. It's like, okay, 15 corruption, I know what I did was wrong, can I redeem myself? Can I do the paladin walk of good deeds reducing that?
Not a feature, as far as I know. I'm looking at the corruption page. I'd need to go in and fully read this page. But there's not a feature that I know of that does that. But I was going to allow, like, if he would have gone and done the animal sacrifice and like, hey, like, I'm really sorry, here's this animal that I'm sacrificing to you, I didn't mean to do this. I hope that you will forgive me. I wouldn't have expunged it, but I would have deducted it to the minimum. So where he got a 9, I would have taken it down to a 7, which technically still would have gotten him the chaos rank, but it would have deducted it. So say, in a different instance, that could have saved you.
Right.
Does that make sense? So
yeah.
And then say I take it down to a 7, but then you go on and do more, and you're like, no, like I'm going to learn about you, I'm gonna worship you, whatever the case may be. And it's like, okay, like if you're gonna be, I'm gonna keep deducting it down.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So
I apologized.
You did. Fine, I'll take it down to a 7. You still get a chaos ring.
Those dead gods are just like, they don't listen.
Yeah. You don't even know that god might be dead.
Better be.
You're all freaking out because you're like, oh, this guy's gonna be mad. He might be dead. I don't know.
Well, what is your chaos alignment again, if you don't mind sharing?
Mine.
Yeah, because mine is martyrdom. If I go
mayhem.
Full chaos, mayhem. Oh, I'm more scared of what happens if you go hard chaos than me.
Yeah.
I talk a big talk, but if push comes to shove and I go full chaos, that means I'm just going to sacrifice myself so you live. You go full chaos. What does mayhem mean with that X?
Mayhem.
Yeah,
no, Grunkle say no. Don't kill the school of children. No.
Grunkle's like, I'll sacrifice myself. I'm terrible. I'm gonna sacrifice myself to better the world. He's like, I'm gonna sacrifice the world just cause.
I turned into the guy from the Progressive commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chaos guy.
Yeah. There's something else I was gonna say, but I don't remember. So minor offenses: threaten violence upon an innocent.
Mateo is not innocent. Okay.
He's like
you have to understand.
7.
But you had him steal from me. And it was
He
just a rock.
picked up the rock to eat it because he wanted to be just like you, because you're God, man.
Yeah, no, but I'm militant upbringing. I was military. You do not steal supplies. You get your hands thwapped with the flat of a sword if you steal supplies. You do not take supplies, and especially not from somebody who is bigger and stronger than you. Grunkle believes he had the full right to twist his neck and eat his brain, but Grunkle didn't really have the resolve to do that. Grunkle would not do that. He just would believe he has the right based on his commanders.
So 2 points. First point is to chat. You brought up a good point. Torvekek wasn't actively going and trying to deface a holy site. That is a valid point. However, the site was still defaced. Say someone accidentally gets into a car crash and crashes into a church. Was the church still destroyed? It was.
Was the driver drunk?
I appreciate you trying to defend me, Echo.
I agree. That is a good point. He wasn't actively trying to.
But gods are, not really known for being.
Yeah, gods in D&D are not. They don't give a fuck about you. They're like, hey, that was my altar.
You destroyed my thing. I didn't mean to. Well, you still destroyed it. I mean, yeah.
That doesn't fix it. So that is a good point, though.
True. That is also true.
Grunkle atheist.
But the gods do. The intention might not, but the gods do. Give.
So we're playing it as the gods are the ones giving me the chaos ranks.
I thought it was more psychological than that, though.
I thought it was too. I thought it was I'm going to destroy this thing and it's going to cause chaos, so I get the extra chaos points and I get to be defaced later.
It's not always because say you guys just want to be pure, you're never going to do anything that would give you chaos. The whole point is, in this system, everything is corrupt.
Gotcha.
In this world, everything is corrupt. Everything is fucked up.
So if you wanted to be pure in this world, you just got to murder everything. No,
being pure is working twice as hard to be different.
Wait, hold up. No, I think that you're in the right mindset there. If your chaos alignment is mayhem, then fucking things up and making mistakes and things weighing on you. For Grunkle, that makes him go, I'm worthless. I will kill myself to save something. But that would make your character maybe more desensitized. If everything's fucked up and, everybody's taking advantage of everything anyways, stupid gods, stupid civilization, I feel like the mistakes we make that wake us up at 3 a.m. are the things that like fit here. How do you go when you lose control and things go against you, perhaps against your choice? And I think the one you picked there is that you would go on. Your character loses touch with his dwarven manatee. Yeah, okay, that was sloppy, but humanity, like World of Darkness has a scale of your morality, and as you go down it, it's like you're progressively more okay with worse things. I feel like the more your chaos ranks would rise up, the more you're okay with being like, you know what? No, we don't need to deal with this bullshit. I'm not going to persuade this orc to like work with us. Let's kill him, chop him up. Like a divorce from civilization. I'm rambling at this point.
Like if we get back now, since I have the chaos rank, I might go, yeah, cool. You gonna pay us? You owe me double.
So I'm looking at adaptation and mayhem, and from what I can see, it's a little different. It's actually based on like it's basically ADHD is what it's getting to.
What?
Your order is your eccentricity is pronounced. It's like your mind is curious, but your perceptive powers are formidable. You're easily distracted, but you adapt to new and changing social dynamics with ease. It's not untrue. It's written.
No, for the character so far.
Oh, I was like, that's what it says. I will allow you to change this if you want, since we're not that far into the campaign. I will allow you to change your order chaos.
Adaptation. He is not perceptive.
Yeah. So chaos is the other one. It's you lack focus, and it invites chaos into the lives of all who come into contact with you. You're like squirrel, like this, that. You thrive off of social turmoil that you cause, not meant to necessarily imply a wanton spilling of blood. Mayhem is a general whirlwind of confusion that follows your actions. So it's more of just being a chaotic alignment where you're like, I'm just gonna go do this. Like, now
putting an axe through the altar would have been mayhem.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, fuck it, we'll see what happens. Like, now I'm bored of this. I'm gonna go chase that
Except
squirrel.
I didn't say fuck it. Let's see what happens. I woke up like, oh shit.
Well,
you were adapting.
You saw a moose. What did you say? You said fuck it, and you swung an axe at it. No one told you to swing an axe at it.
What else am I supposed to do when this giant beheaded moose head comes up to me with an apple in its mouth? Eat me!
Well, you eat it
anything
with a
else.
knife.
Yeah, you didn't swing your axe
and
at
a fork.
it. You swung your axe at it because you were like, I'll see what happens, and then you're like, now I'm gonna go chase a squirrel. Now I'm gonna continue down this path.
Well, I swung the axe at it because due to Torvekek's background, weird thing equals threat equals axe and head.
So Chess says, that makes more sense. Making a car crash into an altar might make you say next time, well, I've already destroyed one altar. What is two? Yeah.
That makes sense,
You're basically, you kind of...
Very good point.
Yeah, I could see... So it's more, instead of like blood spilling and everything, like I said, it's not necessarily you're out spilling blood in mayhem. It's you're unpredictable and you just kind of change with the wind and are like, now I'm gonna go do this, now I'm gonna go do this. What I found interesting this session, before I get into that, I want to talk about Pickle's point. So with you making the sacrificing Mateo joke, there was something, I can't remember what it was now, but there was something else you did. Because you want to be a hero, and you're like, you were the one who was like, we're going to accept this quest and go help these people. And then you started the quest, and you're like, I'm going to go back to the Legion. Fuck it. That's where I was like, well, that kind of takes away from your heroism. That's the exact opposite of now you're not a hero, you're just leaving. Like, these people asked you for help, and you're like, fuck you later.
Well,
like,
the big thing
that mixed with, I'm going to sacrifice a child. I was like, okay, we're going to roll for some chaos here.
Yeah, and I get that, I guess. But Grunkle, he's not like clever about things, but he's not stupid. So it's like when he sees a situation, it's like, oh, you guys needed wizards for this situation. We are not wizards at all. Like, that's a gross exaggeration of the situation.
Right,
like, the more accurate is the range, but it's like, do you think that we should continue this, kill ourselves to benefit the village without delivering results? Or should we go back and admit that we weren't good enough
I think
so
the
it's
first
sort of
option fits Grunkle entirely. Your thing is literally
I don't want to
heroism
kill
or
myself.
martyrdom. What is martyrdom?
Yeah, but I didn't have any chaos ranks. Grunkle doesn't want to die. He wants to save people.
You're in a balance between the two. So if you want to save people and you're gonna do whatever it takes, whether I'm gonna be a hero.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah,
be like, nah, I don't do this. I feel like that didn't fit Grunkle at all.
Well, Grunkle is more of a civilized ogre, so he's used to streets and roads. So seeing that we like walked into a mud pit and initially I was like, God, fuck mud pits. Fuck mud pits. Pissed me off. And you did a good job of that. And now I'm kind of glad because the payoff was, oh, this half elf is stuck in a mud pit. Yeah, it fucking sucks, doesn't it? So that did sell the point of like saving somebody.
But did you also notice you were able to endure that mud pit a lot better because you're learning, you're growing, and you were able to climb in there, get your stuff, get out, and you didn't have issue with it. Like you had a little bit of issue finding your stuff, but you didn't have a whole lot of issue with the mud pit because you went in prepared, you knew how to handle it, like your character evolved, and I wanted to make sure that was known.
I just think that Grunkle has a military background, and that means there's a level of practicality of if we do a suicide mission and don't deliver results, that's worse than admitting failure and going back and being like, we need to regroup. We're going to try again a different way or get better. Like, so his doubts are more so out of practicality. And I think the more chaos ranks he'd have, the less he would think about things like that. Like he might be more like, whatever happens, let's keep going.
Yeah, it depends on which way you lean, because if you lean more towards heroism, that's something you would do. If you lean more towards martyrdom, it's like, no, we were sent out on this mission, we're going to see it through. If we die succeeding, we die succeeding.
Yeah. So yeah, I think going order rank is proper here. Grunkle is skeptical, and he's trying to use his minimal intelligence the best he can.
I'm going to real quick catch up in chat here. They say, chaos is a multifunction of your actions. The more chaotic things you do, the less doing a chaotic thing seems out of the blue. True. So, like, the more, like, just what we were saying is the more heroic that Grunkle acts, like, that normal stuff, like, if you're like, hey, no, this is just what we do, that's not going to seem as heroic because you've already been down that road. You're already past that point, you know? I've jumped out of a plane once or twice. What is cliff jumping comparatively? Basically, yeah. It's a measure of how stable you are and a sense of how desensitized. Yeah, and I just want to bring it back to, this is just a general alignment. Which way is your character currently leaning?
But it has mechanical outcomes.
True, yeah. I mean, if you go completely heroic, you could gain a fate point. If you, which is something used in the game to like save your character from death. If you go completely chaotic, you could gain a disorder, which
is definitively not good.
Not good unless your character wants to go down that route, and then that's perfectly fine. If your character doesn't want to go down that route, don't do corruptive shit.
Do you want depressed Grunkle?
I feel like if Grunkle went full martyrdom, we'd see a very interesting Grunkle.
Grunkle into Hot Topic store now.
he grew bangs.
It's like a
Grunkle blue hair. Go to Hot Topic.
Grunkle is
it's like the teenage Groot, if you've ever seen the MCU.
Teenage dirt ogre.
I'm Grunkle. I don't care. He's just the teenage emo Grunkle. In your TTRPG in your Discord, yeah, go ahead. In the TTRPG chat, we've got a chat for that. Go ahead. I'm gonna work on the Discord eventually. I just need time. What was I gonna say? Dear God, I was gonna say something. Fuck, I don't remember. I'm pulling a pickles here. What else do you guys have?
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
All right. We've left off. They're camped out. Something snuck up on them because
The bird is coming.
no one was on watch. And
You were on watch.
no one was on watch. I literally asked if anyone was on watch. You said no.
We were keeping an eye out.
Grunkle's preparing food, and you're cleaning shit, cleaning armor. I said these are the things that can be set up. Do you guys want to set up? These are the things that can be set up. Do you want to set up any of them? Nah. Okay. That's literally how it went. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I thought we were just taking a quick break to pass around snacks, and then we're moving on. But
you guys said no, we're not doing any of that. We're just taking a break. I said okay. You guys are just taking a break. That's perfectly fine. I wouldn't have mentioned it if it didn't matter.
You like trying to murder us constantly.
I literally gave you. I was like, hey, these are the things you should focus on. You're like, no, we don't want to do any of those. And I said, okay.
You didn't say this is supposed to focus on. You said, hey, these are your options that you can do.
I literally
you
stopped.
Didn't say it was.
I literally stopped and was like, these are the things that, because you've both been in military situations and from the deep in the Legion, these are the things you know you should do while setting up a camp. This.
Didn't even set up a camp. It was getting the food out of the bag.
Okay, and now you're being attacked because no one was on watch. So there you go. I don't know what to tell you.
Next time.
Good freaking Lord. Next time, session number 4, where all the characters die. Again!
Or you guys kill everything and earn a bunch of glory.
Yeah, Grunkle has a charge attack.
Been going, we're all gonna die.
No, I have a +20 to my charge attack. I'm going to charge.
Have you seen our rolls?
No, that's why I have a +20 on my that's like a 70 or 80% chance.
Yeah, charge gives you extra damage too.
Yeah, so
that's
run them up.
You actually hit something.
With a +20? That's pretty good.
Yeah, a +20 on a charge. I'm gonna.
Torvekek has literally no faith in Grunkle.
Yeah, well, okay. First off,
with the way we've been rolling,
I'm going to slam in like a wrecking ball. I'm going to be Miley Cyrus next session. I need to make dinner, but I will be Miley Cyrus. I will come in like a wrecking ball.
Good, anyways. If we got to roll under a number,
you guys rolled a 12, a 12, a 7, an 8, a 30, an 18. You guys had a lot of really good rolls, actually. A 19.
Not what mattered.
That was me, I think, mostly, and also his awareness and survival. But my other everything.
30. You guys had actually a lot of. You had a crit success this round too.
That was not me.
I had a crit fail.
That was not me.
One of you guys had a crit fail, and you guys only used 2 of your fortune points. You literally could have rerolled anything.
We used 1 fortune point.
Yeah. Sorry, you saved 2 of your fortune points. Is what I meant.
Grunkle not deserve fortune.
You Grunkle could have changed any of those rolls to be successes.
Echo, why don't you leave general chat? I was gonna come say hi after we get done here.
Yeah, when I was cooking, I was gonna go hang out there as well.
Yeah, I'll be in Discord.
Oh, he's back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next time.
I'll be over there in a second.
Okay, so this is King's Crossing, episode 3. Unexpected steps into being murdered by a god. And one real quick thing I was gonna mention this is I thought it was really interesting that we got into this adventure immediately. Grunkle was like, yeah, was it this session or last session? It's this session where Grunkle's like, we should turn around and go home.
But no, Grunkle he's not stupid, but he's not like suicidal.
But then it flipped, and Torvekek was like, screw this, we're going home. And Grunkle was like, no, we're going. I thought it was interesting that it started out with Grunkle being like, nah, fuck this, let's go home. And Torvekek was like, no, we're going. And then it flipped, and Torvekek was like, fuck this. And Grunkle was like, no, we're going. I thought that was really interesting. I think Grunkle got a boost of energy when he figured out what he was holding in his hand.
Yes, that achieving a objective definitely helps morale, I think, and getting corruption points. Yeah, I was gonna say that's definitely a morale drain.
To be fair, you don't even know if the god is alive. You don't know if you pissed off anyone. Maybe whoever's tending the altar, some person might be mad.
The not knowing is the corruption ranks, and that's a definitive thing that makes it feels like a penalty. But
Torvekek is being on the safe side and assuming he pissed off a god.
Find out what happens next time. Episode 4 coming to you next week, Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Real quick shout outs. Pickles, I know you got something you want to shout out.
Yeah, I've got a podcast. I'm going to say it really quick. If you want to watch a podcast, it's called And I Took That Personally. It's on Apple Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts. It's on Spotify. It's on Anchor FM. And I Took That Personally. Myself and Brad, who is in this Discord, we talk about movies that we like and take personally and don't like. We talk about a lot of things. It gets personal. There's 3 episodes out, and the last one is about French stop motion animation and why people took it personally and hated it every time I made them watch French stop motion animation. It's not throwing people under the bus necessarily. It's examining the movie and then examining why people were like, yeah, this is pickles, please. Why are you doing this to me? Anyways, that's my show.
And
that's
Fred?
my shout out.
I exist.
Perfect. That's it. That's it from us. We appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good night.